Y'all, I'm shook. I'm shook. I'm shook. It happened, y'all. I got unknowingly invited to a MLM recruiting session. So because, I'm trying to expand my film and photography business, trying to get more clients, meet more business owners, I went to a networking event last night. I've been to this particular event different times and, met people. Like mostly people I meet are like in real estate, or they might be lawyers, or I don't know, all kinds of people, right? Met this guy last night. He was an entrepreneur. He was a business owner, and he said that he wanted to invite me the next day to an event. And last night when he said that, someone else, I had met another man that invited me to something for the Florida Business Commonwealth, which is basically like the state helping small business owners like expand their business and stuff like that. That's like, legit. So I was like, he told me, when I go to that, whatever. And I was like, okay. So that was like some good information that I got. Anyway, last night, so talking to this guy, I should have known that something was totally off with him, because he took 30 minutes talking at me about the Israel-Palestine war, pretty much. While I have empathy for everybody involved, I just thought it was very inappropriate and rude to like literally hold me and my cousin hostage, talking about this thing, especially when it was a one-way conversation. So he invites me to an event that's supposed to be other entrepreneurs meeting, networking, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, let me go to this, because I'm like, I need to try and go to like 1 to 2 events a week, because I'm not going to get clients sitting on my couch. I need to get out there, get my business card, and let people know about my business. I went to it, and pretty much as soon as I got there, I felt like something was off. And like, I would not categorize myself as an introvert, but I'm very much someone who is introverted upon initial like interactions. Like, I do struggle when I go to networking events, because I'm just not that guy that goes up to people and it's like, hey, how are you? Like, I'm just not that guy. But people talk to me, come up and talk to me. I'm like, very engaged, ask questions, all this kind of stuff. My cousin wasn't able to go, so I get up, I go to this event. I noticed that the guy kept like complimenting me, and like, I thought honestly that he was like interested in me romantically, which I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, welcome to being a woman business owner in the business world. As soon as I go upstairs, I meet him. I get this name tag that's like a red colored name tag. They take my phone number, and he walks me inside. And as soon as I get in there, he introduced me to this other person. He hands me off to this lady. This lady just starts talking to me really fast, really like, yes, welcome to our office, da 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 da. This is one of the biggest offices for such and such a company. We are expanding our offices like this. Well, we want this to be our number one hub, da da da. I'm just like, hub for what? Like, what are you talking about? And so we're in this office, which is like, it has nothing in there. Like, it's an open office space where like you might see a whole bunch of cubicles or whatever like that. After that, I meet this lady. She hands me off to another lady who's like, hi, how are you? Da, 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 da. You live here? Da, da, da. Just like someone like me, I was like, oh, like, you're fucking scaring the shit out of me. Just like super, super close, super, super. She hands me off to this other lady. It's like, oh my God, so-and-so told me so much about you. Like, that's so amazing. I was like, what could he have said about me? Like, I just met him last night. Like, he doesn't hardly know anything about me. And he spent the whole night talking about Israel and Palestine. And he didn't really talk to me about myself or my business or get intel on it, that or what exactly I do, whatever. So I'm talking to this lady who's just aggressively friendly, which for me doesn't come off very well. And then he's like, and then he comes up, he's like, I'm going to introduce you to this other lady. I'm like, why? I was like, wait, why? Like, how many people do I have to meet? He's like, you're going to meet everybody tonight. I'm like, dude, like, it was just rapid fire, like, in hindsight, like, trying to get you super invested really fast. All these people, oh my God, the whole thing. And so I'm just like, oh my God, this is like killing me. And so they start flickering the lights. And then, they're like, gather around. So I go and stand in the circle, and this guy comes in. He's just like, yes. And I'm just like, I'm so fucking turned off by this. And I'm like, immediately like, okay, this is an MLM. This is an MLM, and I got suckered into being in this right now. So this guy's just like in the middle talking about, yeah, inflation and prices going up, and aren't you tired, and don't you want financial freedom, and all this kind of bullshit. I'm starting to feel adrenaline. I'm starting to feel the stress. The cortisol is starting to go. Like, if anyone, you know, you're really in tune with your body, you have anxiety, you can feel when the cortisol is starting to go, okay? Then he introduces another guy. The dictionary definition, human embodiment of a snake oil salesman. This guy with slicked hair, expensive tailored suit, tight, you know, comes up with his beard, perfectly trimmed beard, and he's like, hello everybody, how are you doing? And then they're like, yeah, we're doing great. And they're clapping really hard, and they're like, how are you doing? Yeah. And they're like, are you excited to be here? Yeah. Are you excited to be here? Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, dude, it's giving cold. It's giving cold. It's giving cold. Okay. So I'm like, fuck. All right. I got to plan my exit because I can't do this. So he's giving his whole financial freedom spiel, whatever. And it's weird because he's talking to everybody like everybody's new. But now I'm looking back, it's like, that's clearly, everybody's not new. Like, they split us up by name tag color. And so the name tag color that I had was the new recruits, and the blue name tag was old people who worked there. So eventually they split us up, have us go into a room. It's about 12 of us. And I go into the room and I'm like, bro, I can't. I got to get out of here somehow. Like, how do I get out of here? I text my cousin. I'm like, yo, this is an MLM. Like, how the fuck do I get out of here? He's like, no, you need to go now. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm fucking, my stomach is boiling. You know, I'm like, okay, when am I going to make my exit? I'm going to wait till he has a break in his spiel for me to do this. And he's just going and going and talking, giving his story and talking about why these people are always broke and these people are never broke because they don't want to take the courage, you know, the shit, like the same fucking spiel that they always do. And it's so funny because I'm sitting there, I know what's going on right now. I got my arms crossed, I'm looking at the ceiling, I'm annoyed, I'm like, bro, I need to get out of here, I need to get the fuck out of here. I'm sitting there, and the guys, he's giving his spiel, and he was like, I was like you once. You know, I came to something like this, and I had my arms crossed, and I wasn't looking at the speaker when they were talking, and I was like, I literally just started laughing, because I'm like, okay, this is like his sales thing to like get my attention, like get me clicked in. But I had already checked out at that point, and I actually didn't even care about being rude because I felt like I was manipulated and like tricked into coming to something like this. All right, I'm gonna wait for a break to get the fuck out of here. He never took a break, so I'm just sitting there, and I really realized when I had to go, when I heard them motherfuckers in the other room chanting. Okay, chanting, like all, like, bro, it was scary. I was actually scared. I had anxiety, yo. I was like literally scared. I was like, yo, these people are about to like, they're gonna recruit me into their cult, man. Like, they're not gonna let me leave. Like, man, I was so fucking scared. It's so unrelated, but I was listening to something about the whole Cassie and Diddy situation before I came to this event, and they were the topic of the video was talking about like speaking up for yourself and like standing up for your rights and like you know, valuing your peace and stuff like that. And I had to really tell myself in this moment that my peace is more valuable than being rude to people who clearly are like manipulated me into this. And so I literally just got up, and he's like, all right, if you're gonna leave, can you go out the back way instead of this way? Door was locked. So he's like, all right, you can go. So I just walked out, left. No one stopped me. I know after I probably left, he was probably in there probably talk shit like, listen, everybody's not cut out for this or something like that. But yeah, that was really, really annoying. So if you ever go to a networking event, make sure, and someone invites you to some other shit, make sure you get a flyer, an event notice, some kind of information, okay, before you just show up to some shit. All right, so because I'm like, how did that get slipped past me? Like, I feel really anxious. I'm trying to like make my anxiety go down, and I'm mad because I'm like, you just wasted my fucking evening over this shit. I got dressed, like, makeup, hair, like, come on now. So anyway, if you guys have had any MLM experiences, please let me know in the comments.